Ready.
Hello, I'm Steph Pagliaro, and welcome to this edition of Heat Flash. Our guest today is Harrisburg Heat midfielder Kenny Foltz. Kenny, thanks for coming in tonight. I understand that you attended quite a few Heat games as a child. Can you tell us a little bit about what that experience was like?
Yeah, it was awesome. We would wake up and just be stoked for the game that night, and talking about it all day. Even when we had a game during the day, we would be talking amongst each other. Hey, are you going to Heat game? Are you going to Heat game? When we get here, we would all spread out around the arena, try to catch one of the balls that they kicked out at the beginning, and then we would go off and play with it when there were timeouts in between quarters. We'd watch the game, but then sprint out and start playing a little game of soccer between then.
So you were one of the kids who runs around and does that now?
Yeah, it gets in the way of all the people walking.
It's always fun to see that. So you came with friends and family?
Yeah.
It was kind of a group of you that all came frequently?
Cool.
Was there ever a time when you were sitting in the stands as a child when you thought, someday I would like to run out of that tunnel?
Yeah, it was a thought in my mind, and I obviously thought that it was a dream. It was a dream of mine, but in the back of my head there was, will it ever happen realistically? But throughout your life you get chances, you take the chances that you get, and that's where you end up.
And you made it happen?
Yeah.
Awesome. Can you tell us what your favorite moment was when you attended as a fan, your favorite moment on the field that you remember?
Me and all my friends would sit there and we would wait until Scoop gets the ball, and when Scoop would get the ball we would all start yelling, "Scoop, come on Scoop." Even when he would come out and get a yellow card or a blue card, we would still be yelling his name, and everybody, 7,000 fans, would be doing the same thing.
So was he your favorite player, you would say?
Probably, and Gino DeFlorio.
Were they midfielders like you?
Gino was a target striker.
Okay.
So he scored all the goals.
So that's why everyone loved him?
Yeah.
Cool.
And his long hair.
And what about, in the stands with your friends and family, what would be your favorite memory of that?
We would always come early and go to the season ticket holder dinner before the game. It was in some VIP room somewhere. We would all just gather, eat, talk about who's going to win the game, what we thought was going to happen, who was going to score the most goals. So it was fun to get together before the game, talk about it, watch the game, and then brag about who was right when we were talking about it before.
Yeah, did you guys make bets?
No, I was like 7.
Now, do you remember the first time that you stepped onto the carpet as a member of the Harrisburg Heat? What was that moment like for you?
Yeah, it was pretty surreal. I mean, we trained for probably 2-3 weeks beforehand, and you're not really nervous, but when you get here, you walk out of your locker room and you see 2,500 fans sitting in the stands. It's like, oh man, I never played in front of this many. And then you look, and the middle of the field has the Harrisburg Heat sign. You're putting on the jersey that has the Harrisburg Heat sign, and you immediately become proud of yourself and your accomplishments throughout your life. But you have to go out there and it's business, because there's a lot of kids looking up to you. I coach soccer, so I have a lot of girls and boys in the stands that are there watching me, so the pressure's on.
That's really cool. Who do you coach for?
I coach for CASA.
Okay, so what age group?
I do U10 girls and U14 boys.
So you get a little bit of both, boys and girls.
Yeah.
Cool, that's really cool. Now, since you have been a fan and you're now a player, do you have a unique perspective on what it's like when the team wins or loses?
Yeah, it's a little different as a fan. I mean, when I was young, I never wanted them to lose. And you even go home and you're a little gutted afterwards, but you get over it a little quicker when you're just a kid coming to the game watching. You immediately start looking forward to the next game, because you know there's going to be a packed atmosphere, and you know that anything can happen that next game. As a player, you never want to lose. You got to be competitive. You got to be competitive in practice. I mean, we go through training and we get really mad at each other when we lose a game, and there's guys there going at you, saying stuff to you, bragging about winning the night before, and you want revenge. So it's even a really competitive environment in training, and that's what you need, because I mean, nobody likes losing. I think it might be easier as a fan, but at the same time, fans like to support a winning team. That you'll get more fans in the stands as you start getting wins.
Yeah, absolutely, especially for a diehard fan like yourself.
Yeah.
With your experience of being on both sides, would you say that losing hurts more as a fan or a player? You just got into this a little bit.
It probably hurts more as a player, because you're taking the pressure on your shoulders, and you're going out there and you're really supporting the whole city with all of the soccer surrounding people that are fans of soccer. It's you know, the 5,000 fans that are in the stadium, you're responsible for their happiness at the end of the game. If they like it, they come back. If they don't, you know, they won't come back. And it's definitely better to see them happy, cheering you on, dancing in the stands, coming, getting crazy. Sometimes it's the opposite. It's a little stagnant, and those are the games you just got to get through, make something happen, and hope that they come back for more.
So you feel like there's a lot of pressure when you step out on the field?
There is. There's the pressure of how you've played your whole life, how you play in training. You want to bring that, and you always want to perform and get the best result, which is winning.
How would you say that playing on the Harrisburg Heat compares to playing in college?
It's a little different because it's indoor. You have to be a lot smarter. You have to use your body in ways that you've never used it before. You got to grind up against the boards. It's a lot more dangerous. It's quicker. It takes a certain type of athlete to be able to play the game and play it well. It's a tough transition, but I seem to enjoy it a little more.
It's a lot more fast-paced.
Yeah, it is a lot faster.
I like that about it.
Yeah.
Now, what advice would you give to a young soccer player who's sitting in the stands hoping to run out of that tunnel one day? What advice would you give to him?
Keep chipping away at your dreams. You know, you gotta stay simple. Do the simple things first. At the end of the day, you have to stay happy. You gotta have fun with what you're doing. If you have fun, you make it fun. You gotta stay competitive, and you know, dreams really can come true.
He would know firsthand. Well, Kenny, that's all we have for tonight, so thanks for stopping by.
Awesome, thank you.
Yep. I'm Steph Pagliaro. This has been the Harrisburg Heat Flash.